Racer.
Welcome everyone to the Travial Planar War. My name is Ruby Mad Hatter. I am the DM of this motley crew of insane people.
And the dumbass who decided to game with all of us.
I'm also playing the character who's traveling with the party named Sylvana Frostfire, though that name may be changing in the near future. We will see. With me is the fat guy playing Hedon, Faye Dorian playing Belle / Miss Daae. Is Bella Lee or Annabella Lee or something like that?
Her full name is Annabelle Lee.
Annabelle Lee, yep. And then we have Melody playing Vina Quester Inquisition, aka Jerry, playing her husband Jose Quester, which I'm not sure which one's crazier, but we'll go with both of them are very fun. Anna Bloomleaf playing Draha Kulhir, and Woman with a bunch of numbers, which I can never remember what they are, playing Rai Hajime.
Ain't we crazy? Ain't we crazy? This is the way we pass the time away.
Yes. Where the party left off, they had arrived at the Lee estate after traveling quite a ways from Itagaya. And they arrived in Hafnia, which is where Belle's family lives. They have subsequently met the family for the most part. Mainly the mother and the father. They've had a proper dinner where their etiquette, social skills, and what's the word I'm looking for? God damn it, I know it too. Essentially, their ethics were tested to see if, Belle's was in good hands. The mother gave her begrudging acceptance of Rai initially and became happier when she got to know him more, but she did not care for Sylvana initially until Sylvana proved that she was a decent person. Those of you who watched the Fireside Chat knows what Hedon got into. So there is that. And Belle's father had taken her aside and had a chat with her, which we have yet to record, but I'm going to kind of do a quick...
We'll get to that soon.
I was going to say, I'll do a once over here just to give you a gist of what the conversation was about. And in this case, he is actually accepting of both partners. He sees them as both useful to Belle. Mainly because he feels that Belle takes too many risks with her life, and having two people that care for her this much actually gives him some reassurance that she would be protected. And she does have a line for Belle.
Ooh.
A couple lines to be precise. And one of which we are going to cover now because this is actually important for the remainder of this stay. All right, so that's why I kind of wanted to get it done. We just never got an opportunity to do so. All right, the line he used which was to all three of them. It goes, if you're going to do this with care.
Yes. The great line of Opus politics in general.
Yep. But once Belle got to talk to him privately, she actually realized that with her being gone, he has actually become a little bit more kinder. You know how like the heart aches in the absence or something, or absence makes the heart grow
fonder.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's kind of what has happened in this case. And he just goes, I accept who you love, but I will never accept you dying for this. So please, all of you, be safe. like you and them. And then after talking about everything that happened to Belle, he will ask her one question, and it's a very important question. He goes, are you building a life, or are you merely surviving a string of crises?
Oh.
That is the question I needed to have answered before this game, and we just never got around to it.
Oh. It's like she's doing important work. Hopefully we'll get back to that now that we've taken care of rescuing Rai's sister Yukio, which was the big thing for the longest time. But right now, she's still in the process of building who she is. She may settle down into a quiet librarian / teacher's life eventually, but for now, there's work to be done. So,
all right.
Life is happening one way or another. And that's definitely been a part of that, has been Rai and Sylvana's influence.
All right. All right. During the time that you guys were staying in this place, the mother paid for a spell to be cast. Because she didn't ask Belle if she had the spell or not. She just went and found someone to cast the spell for her.
My mom.
And on the third day, remember I said 3 days were going to pass?
Mm-hmm.
Jean-Luc arrived.
Okay. One very important thing to note about that before. Anybody remember that one scene in Indiana Jones, the first movie, where he re-meets the girl and the first thing she did was punch his ass?
Is that what
Yeah.
she does? The Jean-Luc?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah. It's like, because
Somebody woke
She
up
has
eternal
got-
knowledge.
oh yeah, this guy, he disappeared while she was at school, only got secondhand information about what happened, including the fact that Mama was very upset, which made things difficult for her for a while, and yeah, she missed her little brother. And now he's just like, hello, I'm arrived, and he's like, oh, yeah. So yeah, there was that moment and whatnot, and then, well, I guess we'll see how it goes from there.
All right,
So the well-deserved, he got punched because he earned it.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So you punch him, and as he's walking in, he has this like nice grin on his face, like he's got this confidence about him. And Belle gives him a firm punch, and he just takes it. He takes it on the chin, does not fight back, just smiles at her, and just slowly pats Belle on the head and goes, "I missed you too, sister."
And note, Jean-Luc is supposed to be the little brother.
Yeah, he is physically larger than Belle. The best way to describe Jean-Luc's kind of appearance, he is I would say about half a foot taller than Belle. So he's like nearing 6 foot. But he's lithe. He's not a muscular person. Like, he does have muscle on him from being a sailor, but he's not a muscle bound person. He's very lithe built.
Cool.
And he kind of smiles and things of that nature. And he looks at Belle after she hits him and goes, "I came as soon as the wind allowed." And he goes, and then he kind of leans towards her, like he looks at his mother when he says that, and then he turns towards Belle and leans into her and goes, "Now tell me what you need and tell me what you're not saying."
Well, if you should know, is like probably could have sent you word if I knew where you were. I'm getting married, and you promised to officiate the ceremony. Captain?
He thinks for a moment and goes, nods, and then goes, he grabs Belle kind of like around the arm in a way and goes, "Walk with me, sister." Like, as much as your mother's like sputtering that he's not properly greeting her.
He's like, nobody's giving Mummy proper attention.
She's like she's trying not to like freak out or anything, but you could see her like just twitching because she's not getting that attention. And then as you guys take like about 4 steps away to like go out to the gardens, he stops for a moment, turns his head, looks at the Ryan Sylvana, and goes, "You two as well." Or actually, no, he'll turn to the party, your friends, and go, "You all as well. I want this said once correctly."
Oh, my dear.
And it's like, I roll my eyes.
All right.
I will take my darling wife into a hug as we walk along and remark, "Why, my dear, this reminds me of when we first met. Your close friends were so concerned about my fanatical
Sure that he can
faith."
see me directly, and I lift up my hand, and it's glowing.
I just continue talking to my beautiful wife.
I put one finger up to Jose's lips and I say, "It's okay, sweetheart. I know what you mean." And then I kiss him on the nose.
All right.
I'm so glad I actually made it so this character is willing to drink.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's like, so glad alcohol is allowed. So he takes you the party out to the garden. The mother's just kind of like, she starts to slowly follow, and Jean-Luc gives her a just glance that like Belle has never seen on his face before.
He's supposed to be her favorite.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Oh no,
this is serious.
she is her favorite. He is her favorite. But he knows you will not open up with her around.
Yes.
So
Guess she.
he's at least perceptive enough to know that.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not giving her like a dirty look. It's just more of a "you stay" kind of look.
It's like those two know each other better. The look is getting across. Yes.
Yeah. All right. So you guys head out to the garden, and he goes, "From what Mother has stated in the few missives that I've got while trying to get here, because I have gotten frequent messages from her." As you can tell, he's slightly annoyed by that. Like, he was literally annoyed until he was basically forced to come here.
Right.
He turns and looks at everyone, and like, he'll start with V and Jose and go, you two have been a source of chaos, but entertainment.
Hit Jose on the shoulder and like, good job, buddy.
Why, thank you. My genius is being recognized. It's such a happy day.
He will turn to Hidan and go, your skill in fighting has also been recognized, so I appreciate you assisting helping my sister.
Well, thank you.
He will turn to Draha and go, you have not been forgotten either. Your skill has definitely helped my sister and her two fiancés. Now, while I have never married more than one person together at a time, I have heard such things have happened in the past, so I don't have any issue performing the ceremony. But, he says, I do have a few questions. All right. And he'll turn to Belle first. And go, are you safe with them? As he points to both Sylvana and Rai. Not in battle, emotionally. Here.
Yes.
All right, good. He turns to Rai and goes, if Belle panics, what do you do?
I would help her and help her calm down.
He kind of like judges Rai for a moment, like carefully looking at her, and then goes, that is a decent answer. Command is cheap. The ability to be steadfast is rare. He'll turn to Savannah and goes, you seem to pride yourself on knowledge. Tell me one thing you've learned that has changed how you protect them. And Savannah just kind of looks at him and just goes, my competency in potions and elixirs have definitely improved, and I know that aids them both in combat, as well as outside of combat as needed. And which, with that answer, he'll turn back to Belle and smile at her and go, that is the kind of mind that keeps the ship afloat. So he goes, all right. I know what Mother wants. She wants you all to get married. Is that what you all want as well?
Yes.
Yes.
So Sylvana will nod, and he'll look at the rest of them and go, and none of you have any problems with this?
Not here.
Makes him happy, makes him happy. Who am I to judge?
I think that they will be very happy together. And if anyone's very naughty, then just tell me and I'll take care of things.
V, can you do me a favor and give me a bluff check? And I gotta roll d20.
I mean, okay.
All right.
Sounded like everything she said was true.
No, but she's hiding what she is. Remember, she's always putting on that air that she sounds dumber than she actually is.
Hey, I just said naughty and I take care of things. I didn't say how.
No, this is true. It's just more of, I'm seeing if he gets the vibe that you're hiding more than you're letting on. Think of it as the vibe check.
Okay.
All right. He goes, all right, sister, I love you dearly. I will officiate your wedding, but on some conditions. Are you ready?
Wait.
we do it with witnesses who won't lie about what this is.
Of course.
2, we do it with consent said clearly by all 3 in the ceremony.
Yes.
3, we do it with an exit plan to get you away from Mother before she basically chains you to the house.
Yes.
And he
yes.
says that with like
Very
a slight
much.
grin. Like, he says that last part with a slight grin. Like, he knows he's slightly joking, but he knows he's being slightly serious.
She's not naughty, is she?
No, she's overprotective.
Okay, as long as she's just overprotective and she doesn't take it too far. Because I don't want any of my friends to be hurt.
And
Let's
then he-
just say she was very. She wanted to have much more control over my life than was acceptable. But I am definitely a free woman now.
Not for much longer.
She has a
That's
point.
very true.
He kind of chuckles and goes, once the ceremony is complete, I suggest leaving the house as quickly as you can. In fact, I'm going to suggest to Mother that we have this ceremony outside.
Weather check. This is pretty much even though it's in a warmer climate. I just like. This is where my knowledge of was like, what are the winter times in a vaguely Mediterranean area like? Are the seas rougher? Or do we have sudden storms? I've heard about some really violent sudden storms that can happen.
All right, and you guys, I believe, are in winter.
Yeah.
Give me a second. Let me check. You're in Phelan. Yeah.
Late one of the solstice just passed.
Yeah, so mild, cool, and rainy.
Okay.
Well, rainy's we can fix because that's just tents, lifted tents.
Well, not even that. You can make clothing that would look good in the rain.
Well, Jean-Luc, part of this is I need to actually. I haven't had the chance to do a proper ritual to actually divine out the auspicious date for the wedding. I am, after all, being a cleric of Almuketna, this is part of what I do.
He will kind of raise his hand for a moment and goes, you pick the date that you want to do, preferably in the next few days if possible. But I do not need tradition. All I ask is truth. And as long as you 3 give me that, I will put my name on the ceremony with little reservation.
Okay.
And I hold up the pile of paperwork. It's like, and I've already got all the paperwork filled out for us to file as I twitch.
He looks at it and just goes, I will sign my name to it once the ceremony, right before the ceremony.
Right. Okay.
He will smile at Rai and go, we have a tradition in our country and that would require you and your 2 male companions to go off and celebrate the engagement.
Okay.
Oh, the
You-
bachelor party.
Yes.
Didn't we kind of do that after he asked you? They went off and had some crazies?
Did they? While we were still in Garano?
I thought so.
I thought so too, but like Jean-Luc
well-
doesn't know this though. That's what I'm saying.
Well, is like, okay, first of all, Hedon and Jose go out and do wild stuff on a regular basis. I think that's what happened in Garano.
Atrocities.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because while we were in Garano, we were at Firewing Outpost. We were mostly after the proposal and everything. We were mostly speaking to the researchers, dealing with the Pristine Academy, sorting out the fact that Sylvana had wanted posters out, and then with the head of the school's help, we went to Itagaya. Any mention of a bachelor party? There was none. We were all...
My mistake.
Yeah.
We were all busy.
Yes. So yes, I will get to performing my rituals. I look at Sylvana. This tradition is complicated a bit. I guess Draha and V, if you two would... V, you are very familiar with this tradition.
Oh yeah.
You guys go ahead and get that stuff out of the way. I'll go ahead and do my ceremony. I'll let Jean-Luc and Mama and Papa know, and yeah, we'll see how it
You
goes
shouldn't be
from there.
left alone with your mother, though.
Belle
I
twitches.
don't trust her.
At this point, Sylvana goes, "Why don't we all go inside, inform them that everything has been decided, and see
Yes.
how they react?"
Yeah, it's not.
Belle, Belle, I think I would be happy if you would let me spend time with you whenever you're around your mother, 'cause I don't think you should be around her by yourself, 'cause she's not a good person.
Okay. Jean-Luc, you are not aware of something very specific.
Oh.
The rest of you have no excuse.
Oh no,
You
I
know
know
that
about Miss
forever.
Daae. That doesn't matter. I don't trust your mother not to try and give you something to knock your ass out.
We're doing exactly what she wants.
Jean-Luc will actually
don't need
nod
to
and
worry.
go, You guys are. She's been wanting Belle to be married for years."
Yes. Her, if I did not have my little deception of essentially being a cloistered nun, she would not have stopped with her matchmaking, which was disrupting my training. So she is not, and by all means, my mother is not the dangerous one of the pair. I cannot state this strongly enough. Like as I said, she has a head full of romance and not much else. And you've plays Papa, who that is very rare. Not even I have for the longest time. And she gives a very pointed look to Jean-Luc. He's changed quite a bit. You both may be a little closer to an understanding now. So,
Perhaps. Let us go back in then.
Yes.
So he puts his arm around once again Belle as it's his big sister, but in this case, physically little sister.
And she just definitely gives him a playful punch in the arm once first, but then lets him do so.
As the mother comes in, the mother goes, "The verdict?" Jean-Luc then goes, "Mother, I will officiate their wedding." And the mother looks over at everyone and it goes, "All right, I know when I'm being too cautious and too stubborn. We shall do this in our home sooner than later. After all, with the war declared, I rather like to make sure that my child and her partners," she pauses for a moment, "partners are properly bound, both legally and spiritually."
Well, I have some work to do. You guys, off you go. Go have fun. I'll see you in the morning. Most likely we still have a couple of days. But if nothing else,
hold on.
the fellow Opus people can educate their respective groups about the sacred ceremony that is the stag party. Off you go. Off you go.
Oh, just a moment, my dear sister in the faith. I'm not going
Yes.
anywhere just yet. My dearest V, might I have a quick word with you, my dear?
Okay.
I'll just lean over and start whispering to her as I remark, my dearest V, our faithful friend is getting married in the morning. Don't worry, I'll make sure they get to the church on time, or in this case, the garden on time. Do I have your permission to go hog wild, my dear?
I'm not the one whose permission you need, I think. Because I've seen how others have been lately, and I'm not the one you need to worry about.
You're right. And I'll slowly turn and look to my sister in the faith with a maniacal grin on my face as I remark, so you say give them a stag night, eh? Well, I'll take you at your literal word. They'll have one they'll have a hard time forgetting. Or perhaps with the application of drink, they won't be able to remember. Oh, hey Dan, I'm gonna need your help.
Always down.
Well, Hidan, you grab one, I'll grab the other. Come on, you two, let us be about the town.
I immediately, before they take off, hand fry a potion of cured. What is it? To clear alcohol out of your system.
That would be neutralized poison.
A vial of neutralized poison from our last treasure haul.
Fair enough.
You're gonna need this.
Which one am I grabbing?
You are grabbing Rye.
Yes.
You and Jose are grabbing Rye. It's the males are supposed to go one area, and then V and Draha have been told to grab Sylvana.
Yukio can keep me company.
Yep.
Yeah.
We are going to fast forward through this as what happens for these events. I have a funny feeling we'll either A, piss off YouTube beyond belief, and I do not have the desire to have my channel deleted. But suffice to say, in general terms, I'm guessing Hedon and Jose, are you aiming for the stereotypical bachelor party experience?
Yes. Absolutely drunkard and shit.
Okay, cool.
Oh, yes. Drinking to the point where, like, as soon as they both start getting really, really drunk, I'll turn to Jose and say, I bet we try to get them up, tap dancing on the roof of any nearby churches, just to see if we can get them to dance.
So you're saying that to yourself?
Oh, no, I'm going to say that to you, Hidan.
He got so
I'm gonna
drunk,
just remark,
he's giving suggestions to himself.
you know what? Yeah,
Wouldn't be
sure,
the
I'm
first
getting
time he
drunk
talked.
too.
Wouldn't be the first time he talked to himself like that.
Nope.
All right, anywho, I'll turn to Hidan and just remark, let's have ourselves some fun. I bet you 3 gold that Rai will be up dancing on top of the church before his counterpart. Care to take me at my bet?
Sure.
Oh, gods. All right.
Well,
I handed you the potion that they are not aware of.
Yeah. So for that, Rye,
yes.
I will require you to roll Fortitude twice, and you take the better result.
Okay. Fine.
Yeah. I need a fort save twice.
Oh. Oh.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Sadly to say for Hedon and Jose, you are not going to succeed at getting Rye drunk. In fact, I now need a fortitude save from both Hedon and Jose to see who passes out first. That would be Jose. Jose's out first, Hedon's out second, and Rye is the one last standing. And Rye, because this is part of that ceremony, and Jose knows this, Jose would have rented a room for all of you guys to sleep in once intoxication had occurred.
Okay.
As I pass out, I will do it right as I'm in the middle of making a bit of a speech to Rai and his future partner here. May they both be as happy as me and my beloved. And I just kind of.
Ray will poke Jose's like, are you okay? Like, is he dead?
No, he's not dead. He is just resting for the next round.
I see.
The next
That'd
round
be like
happens
a
and you
Monday
hit the floor.
Oh boy. Okay.
I'll just start mumbling, it's horseradish, I won't eat it.
All right, so that leaves the ladies.
I've got a lovely bunch of coconuts.
Doodly dee. Anyway, so for the ladies, Draha, you are not used to this idea because for Gorano, it's not usually normally a thing done. And 2, you're used to dealing with orcs, and orcs are usually, hey, we've done the adult thing together. Cool, we're mates now. Awesome. Let's just keep fighting together.
But I've also seen it with other humans. It's like,
Yeah.
so what do you want to do? Why? Because the drunken fest is not you. What do you want to do to go have fun?
All right. Sylvana goes, I usually just read for fun. I don't understand.
Tea house it is.
V, you feel like this is kind of not in the spirit of what you were aiming.
Unless V has better ideas.
Unless something came up over there on that end of things.
I'm thinking something did.
She did sound sleepy.
Sorry about that. There is Jerry's mom was talking to us, and it was a bit distracting.
That's fine.
Not a problem.
Could you repeat that?
So they want to take Sylvana to a tea house. Not something you would normally see in a bachelorette party. So it's up to if V wants to make that a suggestion, because they asked if there was something they were supposed to be doing.
I think that as long as the bride is having fun, then that's the important thing. Because it's supposed to be the bride's day, and if the bride's not having fun, then what's the point?
She goes, okay, fair enough.
Tea and books.
Yep, tea and books, and so that's what you ladies go and do, is enjoy some tea and books. Though I will ask V, can you give me a perform check of your preference on performance to, at least lively up the tea shop to make it more fun in general? Because this is supposed to be a somewhat crazy night.
There you go. I will sing some interesting songs about marriage. Especially the wedding night.
Had I not been around orcs as much as I was, this would actually kind of make me blush. But I've seen coitus in action inadvertently more times than I want to count.
All right. Let me see. All right, so Belle, what is this ritual you're working on doing?
Well, basically, it is quite a bit of star charting. Not all that much different from doing a horoscope reading. And, oh, wonderful. Nice and convenient. The goddess gives her blessings for, being in the, oh, let's see. Oh, yeah. It's like, oh, good. We can perform this ceremony tomorrow. I'm sure Mother would have wanted more time to invite more guests and make this bigger and more exaggerated and ridiculous as possible. Because, well, this was her only chance to be the mother of the bride. But okay, this is a very convenient. All right. And with that is just Oh, eh, introducing Yukio to the local teas and whatnot, and well, wait for everybody to come back, I guess.
All right. So the next morning they do come back. Well, the ladies come back later that evening.
Mm-hmm.
The gentlemen come back in the morning.
Right. Oh, oh dear, what did they do to poor Pry?
They try to get me drunk.
Well, yes, that's what they try to do on a regular basis.
Yep.
Yeah, I believe Norris's story that his friends had him uh singing sea shanties in the public square in only his loincloth. Luckily it was the middle of the night.
Take that as a victory.
Yep.
Did the potion help?
Yes.
Alright, well. That means that we can get this around as quickly as possible. Mother's going to be upset that we couldn't get the invitations. Oh, who did she manage to actually... Would have anybody actually have shown up for the wedding?
Oh, she's already gonna be annoyed with you guys because you already have your dresses for it, and they're gorgeous. I've seen them.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Well, this whole marriage thing was Rye's idea. It's very welcoming that he had pretty much most of it sorted out.
Yeah, that's true.
It means at least you guys are gonna be pretty.
Yes. And hopefully this will be one of the lighter days of drizzly and dreary. Unfortunately, the weather is not one of Amuketna's realms of influence.
Oh, I
I'm
was
not good
affected.
with weather magic either, but at least I can make it warm.
And, yep, bring the happy news to Mom, who's upset that couldn't get a hold of Grandpapa in time. And it's like, oh, there's so many people that aren't going to be able to show up because, well, rushing the ceremony. Oh no. It's like, yes, we're doing things all out of order and completely wrong. But that is, well, that's this one's style, as I pinch Rye again.
Well, my family was all dead by the time I got married, so I didn't have any family at my wedding.
Oh, that's so sad. Maybe we can do a thing where we renew our vows all together and make it a huge celebration.
Now there's an idea.
Yes. Well, we'll get to more of that later.
All right, so
Let's get your wedding taken care of before we talk about anything else.
all right, so
Yes,
the weather for
please.
the day. Thank you,
Yes.
John, for the random weather generator.
Yeah.
Description: clear, temperature moderate, 55 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh, yay. So, yes, this will be pleasant but brief.
It is slightly colder than normal. That's all.
Yes.
Wind force is light with a wind speed of 10 miles per hour, 16 kilometers per hour. So it's a gentle breeze with little to no game effect.
Yay!
So congratulations, the weather is going to be nice. It's just a
Marriage is why we are here today.
all right. So
Marriage is what brings us together today.
the mother is not happy that the wedding is literally happening the next day, but she's like, okay, I'll deal. And she is rushing the servants around, making sure that a proper meal is set up.
Get all the tents and whatnot because, ooh. Let's see. Let's hope that things at the sea caves are under control.
Yep. Actually, temperature range for the Mediterranean in the winter is between 50 and 59 degrees Fahrenheit.
Nice.
So there is that. So yeah, and it is actually the mild part of the season because November and December in our world is considered the mild months, where February is the most consistent rain.
Ah.
So it's mild.
Yay! And we have learned a thing.
Yep.
Yep.
So now I need to add an event to this day. Rise Bells and Sylvana's anniversary.
Yay.
Yeah.
A wedding. We're going to have a wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. The date is exactly this. Settings. There should be. Yeah. No, it's fine. Okay. Good. Should repeat every year.
Okay. And the date
Except it doesn't.
is...
I'll fix it later.
And the date itself is...
The 10th of Phelan.
Okay. And it was a beautiful wedding. It's like... Pate didn't understand what was going on, but he was an excellent ring bearer.
Yep.
And so it goes. And that is when it's revealed that everybody has sneakers underneath their dresses and whatnot, and everybody runs for, Jean-Luc said to be ready to run, but he didn't say where.
Oh no, he will pass a private message to you in writing to Belle and the rest of the party, essentially telling them it's like, hey, when the time comes, like, just book it to the town. I can distract the mother long enough to get you out of there.
Yay!
The ceremony goes smoothly. He does the wording carefully but kindly. He will speak all three names. And he will have you guys name the terms of your bonding. Like, I'm assuming you're going to go along with the ideas of this is for the rest of your lives. You will care for no others that in this way than each other. All that jazz.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And he will speak loudly enough that everybody who's witnessing can hear him clearly, and then he will officially announce that they are now together. They are now been bonded.
Mm-hmm.
And he will use that term. He won't say husband and wife. He'll say these three are now bonded in matrimony. And there's cheering. There's, things thrown around, like not rice, but you know what I mean, like something like decorative.
Oh yeah, and Belle's all about tossing the bouquet as they run.
All right. I will say though, your father, Belle's father, will walk her down the aisle.
Mm. Yes.
He will note during the ceremony though, like not like while Jean-Luc is talking, but as you're walking, that it's kind of sad that Sylvana doesn't have someone to walk her.
I'll walk her.
Like Sylvana will be a little off-put by that, but she will accept. She's like, wait a minute, what? Okay. All right, so I believe you guys have seen their wedding dresses.
I think we kept it mostly to the planning.
Right.
Yeah.
So I am going to share them in the Saturday game. So there is Sylvana's wedding dress, I believe. And then we have Belle's wedding dress. As soon as I can get that up. And Rye's wedding outfit. There you guys. There you guys go. Enjoy. This is possibly the most feminine you've seen Sylvana dress, other than her night clothes. And now some of you will have noticed something during this wedding ceremony.
Uh-huh.
What is Belle's height?
Oh, yeah, she got 5'7", if I recall correctly.
5'7".
Character sheet. Yes.
All right, what is Rye's height?
He's also 5'7".
He is also 5'7".
Yeah.
Sylvana is 5'10". So
Well, 3 inches taller than everybody.
yes,
Got it.
Yeah, one is taller than the rest of them.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. I love it. I just wanted to point that out. I was like, wait a minute.
Only a couple of inches.
Yeah, only by a couple of inches, but it's still enough that people noticed.
Mm-hmm. Well, depending on which interpretation you go to, elves are tall if you go Tolkienese.
Yep. Oh, yes. Once Jean-Luc does that, he kind of gets a laugh, things of that nature. And Jean-Luc did invite the majority of his crew to show up.
Yay.
To help celebrate. Now, he did this for a reason, and Belle realizes it real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Because once the cheering begins and things start getting thrown around, the crew becomes the distraction.
Oh, yeah.
And he told you to go to a particular inn in town as soon as you could arrive there. The inn is known as the Wayward Sailor.
Ah, yes, of course.
So you book it, and the mother was like, "Where did Belle go? What's going on?" And like the crew's just cheering so loudly nobody can hear her clearly.
Where'd they all go? Huzzah! Huzzah!
I love how the autocorrect fixed her to from giggle snort to goggles Google snort.
I got a
All right. So the party books it to the inn. The innkeeper will kind of smile at you and go, "Ah, the wedding party. Welcome. You have the entire second floor to yourselves. All your things from the house has been relocated to here upon order of Captain Lee.
Okay.
Thank you.
And he looks over at Hedon and goes, and you have 3 gentlemen here who are saying they're here to help you.
Correct.
And so there is that. All right, so the throuple gets their own wedding suite, which
Can I borrow your kitchen?
they're like, sure, I guess.
I take 20.
All right. The throuple gets their own wedding suite. Now, the equivalent of the suite is essentially it's 2 beds pushed together.
Yeah.
It's this place is not exactly designed for a honeymoon, but they're just like, fuck it, we're gonna throw something together that works.
Right.
There is a sign on the door that says if anybody interrupts what's going on here, their morale will be improved until basically compliance returns.
The meetings will continue until morale improves.
Yes, essentially. So basically, there's a big sign that says "Do not interrupt what's happening here."
Yeah, that won't keep the certain duo from arranging a parade outside.
Yep.
I am not apologizing.
I don't apologize. And I will say, the meal that Draha provides is bloody amazing. Let me double check what because I'm gonna have to use perform for this.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the only thing I could find to describe the quality of the food. So 30, over a 30, you ready for this? Extraordinary food. In a prosperous city, you can earn, in performance, it's 3d6 gold a day. In this case, significantly more than you would normally get. In time, you may draw attention from distant patrons or even extra planar beings.
Yeah.
Ah, yes.
Congratulations, Draha.
I don't normally take this much time cooking.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I need to stop.
Does Mom find us?
Shush. I need to get the right music, so give me a second. Please let there be no ads, because that will be annoying. All right, let me see. Ads? Nope, no ads. All right, so you prepared the meal. All right?
Mm-hmm.
And the meal is gorgeous. It's wonderful. It's very tasty. You notice as she has cooked several things. Some of it's pork, some of it's beef. You also notice a quite well-cooked goose. Is anybody...
Their goose has been cooked?
The goose has been cooked. So, V, because you're a cat, you like bird. This is very true, correct?
I do. Yes, it is.
You go to reach for the goose gets up and runs across the table.
The heck?
What?
What just happened? As I chase after it.
He said, "Goose, goose, duck." And ran.
What the fuck happened to my roasted goose?
You notice the goose is running around the room.
I am chasing it. I want this goose.
Now, mind you, the cavity is on the back side of the animal, correct? If memory serves.
Yes.
Yeah. So the little legs are like kind of flopping around. It's like. Eventually, you guys catch it, and you pull it up, and like you see that little the little dude from before.
Nom nom.
Yep, Nom Nom is back. And he is got a mouthful of goose from the inside. He's like,
If you're hungry, go sit over by the fireplace and I'll make you something. Do not eat the wedding dinner, or I will smack you with the flaming frying pan.
He's gonna quickly take a big bite out of the goose and then run over to the fireplace. Like nom.
Godspeed, damn freaking little planar critter.
All right. So, yeah. What do you feed the little dude?
Our bench.
All the leftover kind of scraps and stuff I have for like all the different stuff that I've cut off while plating the stuff to make it look the best.
Fair enough. And what was that, Faye?
The freaking bench. You know, something big enough?
So you start like pushing the bench towards it, and it just looks at it and just starts like chewing on it for a bit.
Don't eat the furniture!
And then it looks scared for a moment, and then immediately just dives down Belle's shirt or dress.
He starts shrieking and freaking out.
God, what was that one that I think it was Disney or something, where it's like something dives into someone's shirt and it like jumps around and then like it bursts out of the chest of their outfit.
Oh God!
I can't.
It's like
he won't break your dress though. Like his head will just burst out of like the collar or like a sleeve or something.
He'll pop back out where he entered, basically.
Yeah, and just look
I
up at
literally
you.
hold a platter of like all the different scrappy bits a good
Uh-huh.
bit away from her. It's like, if you're hungry, come here. I've got a plate for you.
Like he jumps out and like Belle, your outfit jiggles a bit because of this, because of the force.
Yeah, there was a slight preview of what pregnant Belle would have looked like. It is like, okay, fine, go.
It will run over, grab the tray, and eat the scraps in the tray entirely.
I hand a different set of trays straight to the married couple, shop groups, and go, take these upstairs.
Yes, very much so.
All right. So
As I'm literally just feeding the thing random scrappy things of the stuff I'd made to get the others out before it tries to eat their dinner.
every now and then, like when you run out of scraps, it will run over to Hedon's plate and like steal something off of his plate.
I'm gonna try to snatch it back out of his mouth.
I get the feeling somewhere somebody just shouted, "Food off!"
No, the thing that almost makes Hedon, I don't know if it'll make Hedon scared or laugh, is at one point this thing picks up his mug and just downs the entire mug of ale.
Oh no, we fixing to fight. Food I can deal with.
Glug, 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 glug.
Oh no, we fixing to fight.
I hand Hedon another mug just to try and prevent brawls from happening tonight. And then I catch the thing and drag it over and go, here, this is yours. And it's literally this heaping pile of tasty things and a drink, a very large, like small barrel-sized drink. Go, this is yours. Leave everybody alone.
Are you giving it alcohol or are you giving it non-alcohol?
I take a mug of ale, I dump it in the top of pretty much the equivalent of juice.
Okay.
So it smells like alcohol to it.
Yep. All right.
Vinegar.
Thruple.
Yes.
Sylvana is going to suggest, after everything that's happened, that adult activities would not be on the menu tonight due to exhaustion.
Yeah.
Let's
I'm sure there's a potion for that, you know.
and Bella is just like surprise, surprise. She's like, you. I have been patient long enough. Bounce.
Okay, activities occur. Okay. The only thing I'm going to ask of the thruple in this case are 2 rolls.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
Just 2 rolls. We're not going into details, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I need a constitution check.
The hallway outside their room.
All right. And we need a perform check. I don't think not any of you have.
Wow.
I don't think any of you have this proper performance, which I will
But
type
hey,
in
we
Discord.
never know. It's like, what do I get with a -1? I actually did pretty good,
Ooh.
but it didn't last long.
All right. So, Rye, we need your perform check. If you don't have perform, just roll it.
Oh, poor
Sherry, why am I reminded of our wedding night?
Because it's got some similarities.
How did I get one of the best constitution rolls? I'm an elf. What the fuck?
Oh dear.
Explain this game.
You did say that she's the one that had the most experience between the 3 of us.
This is true. All right. Things happen throughout the night. Everybody has a relatively fun time. We will go into detail privately how that went.
The hallway outside the room is silenced, so nobody can hear anything.
Uh-huh.
We will. So luckily, I don't have to ask certain questions about volume. So we'll discuss that later. So the next morning, everybody wakes up. The throuple wakes up with each other. Naturally, everybody gets dressed and has breakfast in the morning. Jean-Luc has come to find you in the morning.
So how pissed is Mama?
He goes, she is currently distracted as politics has gotten in the way currently. But we received a letter that was transcribed from the local temple here as they were sent a sending spell.
Right.
It is for Jose.
Sorry, what's for me?
You've received a letter.
Okay, so I will look at this. I will do the following.
All right. It is a letter informing you It is a letter It is a letter informing you that I think it was your younger brother, yes?
Oh, yes.
Your younger brother has been killed in action.
Oh no.
No.
Oh, what? I thought you guys Are you all from Opeth? Or I thought the fighting was between Seer and Trustica. Did he sign up as a mercenary or something?
There is further information in the city of Vice Larrley. But they couldn't go into too much detail because, 25 words or less. Yep.
I'm just going to stare at that for a few minutes. Aside from his death, does it tell me anything else? Am I the only one being informed, or...
No, it doesn't say anything else. Once again, 25 words or less.
Let me rephrase this. Do I need to inform my parents?
You don't know. Once again, the message has 25 words or less.
Oh, so it took up the whole 25 words just to tell... Right.
Yeah, that he was dead, and that you can get further information in Vicelari.
My
Jose
apologies,
looks...
Jose. For
B
condolences,
looks-
correction.
B looks over at Jose and takes his hand and says, "Sweetheart, aren't you?"
I'm rather annoyed, my dear. I wasn't exactly on the best terms with my brother, but wishing him dead was not exactly something I had wanted.
Well, that at least resolves the question of what to do next. Or was that enough information to satisfy you?
I need to have a word with my parents. They may not know, and my mother and father are both old enough that this could be the nail in their living coffin. I'm not going to be as crass as to send a stone to them. I'm gonna... Ken, how far away is where my parents live?
Last time I checked, your parents are in Contabal. So, let me see. Uh, 900 miles, roughly.
None of you are obligated to come with me. It would be unfair to ask you to come with me while I do this.
Well, sweetheart, you know that I'm going with you.
Should we go get more information before we go to your parents so we can give them all of it?
Yes, that's a wise idea.
Alright, so you're heading to Vicelari. Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna need a little bit of time. Yeah, just another two. I'm going to just... My
That's
darling
understandable.
V,
Take
please
your time.
entertain our associates while I am on my own.
Of course, sweetheart.
Take your time. We'll be ready when you are.
Yeah.
And Jose will go off and start some of the... Although it's probably daylight, he'll start some of the rituals to try and keep his mind focused and not as closely on what's now running through his head.
Edon's going to kind of follow him, but at a distance. That way, if he feels like his friend is in need, he will be close. Although he's going to try to let him not know he's following him.
Oh, well then. you'll start to hear cackling that is part sob, part laughter.
Okay.
And that'll keep up. Well, at first he'll get like a half hour through, and then he just won't be able to stop. He'll start crying. After the hour's up, he will return and act as though he is fine. However, I think at least one or two people are going to know him well enough to know you're not fine at all.
Yeah. I know. Including the one who has a 15 alone in sense motive.
15 in sense motive. Ooh, that's high.
And that means that is an actually rather low roll.
Jose is trying to put a brave face on.
He gets handed a cup of chamomile tea. It's just chamomile. I figured it would help.
I'm so tempted to make a joke here, but he's just going to stare at you for a second and then go, thank. So, if you don't mind me, unless the party has a reason to head to where my parents are, I will prepare and skedaddle off. And yes, I'm saying that because I think, Ken, you said we were to go there, or at least near there at one point.
Yeah.
Well, I can't let my buddy travel alone now, can I?
And we were gonna go to figure out information about what happened and then to your parents.
Yes.
Yes, to use your own words against you, you're not getting rid of us that easily.
You know, of all the
Besides,
things I
old
thought
friend,
would come back to.
me and you still have designs for world domination. I kind of just laugh about it.
And you may drive me nuts, but you're still one of our party members. You're not going off on your own.
Yep.
Mhm. We'll help you through this, friend. You've been with us on quite a few.
world domination.
Thank you, my friends. Thank you.
Well, baby. Here, Clint.
All right.
Ken, what would I need to roll for finding out more? And can the rest of the party. Excuse me. Can the rest of the party help?
The rest of the party can help, but you have to get to at least the area that it happened in, or at least start to travel there. So the question is, are you guys like just renting a wagon and going?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, give me one moment. I gotta look over overland travel.
Can I hand wave that there has been interesting improvements to weapons and gadgets and whatnot that have been offered as more or less wedding presents, and thank you for keeping my daughter safe presents from the Lee family?
Yes, and you can add that to the treasure list once you verify the list with me later, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So here's the question. Are you all going to just get different horses and just ride horses together, or are you going to get a wagon and just take the wagon? The horses will be faster, but the wagon will let you carry more.
I have a 0 in ride.
Riding a horse is fine. It's even with a 0 in ride. It's when you run into something that requires you to make complex maneuvers.
All right, then I would be willing to try and ride a horse. Do we need a special saddle to help account for our tails?
No. You will not require a special saddle for the tails.
Because I can imagine that getting painful.
Oh, yeah.
No, don't worry. You can sit side saddle.
All right, I need to make sure you guys have the right equipment and all that jazz.
I'll be flying.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're gonna be flying. You're not gonna need a horse.
I can just turn into a fox.
Foxes don't move as fast as horses do.
No, that's true.
No, but he can ride with me as a fox.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
true. All right, so we're gonna go with light horses, I'm guessing.
Yeah, because we're going to be wanting to travel quickly.
I mean, light horses and heavy horses travel at the same speed. It's just amount of weight they can carry.
Yeah. I think we should be okay with light horses.
I
mean-
know as a cat person, I don't weigh much, so a light horse is fine. I don't have a lot to carry.
Okay.
I think Rye would need a heavy horse though. With all that armor and everything.
Heavy horses can carry light horses can carry armored people as long as it's not multiple armored people.
And Rye is running around as a fox.
Yeah.
Anybody else heavy plate or anything?
Oh yeah.
So we got
I think I am.
right. Well, once again, you can still use a light horse. The heavy horse is only required if you're going to be pulling significant loads across great distances.
And I don't
Ooh.
think any of us are going to be doing any sort of mounted combat.
Yeah.
So
If Rye's a fox, how much does a fox weigh roughly?
Like a few pounds. Why?
And since I'm a really big bird, I would assume I'd be strong enough to carry a fox.
Yeah.
Like in my talons.
Yeah. You could carry a fox.
Rye, you want to go for a fly?
I can show you the world.
Knew it! You can never not do that.
Hedon, just remember, he is a newly married man. Bring him back.
That's true.
In full working order.
All right.
Well,
I
I was just thinking of a good
Horse rebel, horse
strategic,
rebel.
means like if we come across something, battle wise, like I could swoop in and just before the ground, he could change back, into, him,
Human.
True.
kind of like
True.
dropping a bomb.
ooh, I've heard about this one.
All right. So, it's 450 gold total, which Sylvana's got covered.
Mm-hmm.
So, give me a second. All right, I took care of that. So, everybody has a light horse and a riding saddle. So, if you want to add that to your inventory, that's perfectly fine. All right. With that being said, a light horse does 40 miles a day.
Yay.
Wagon only does 16. So give me a second. I am calculating out the distance. So I'd say 780. 780 divided by 40. So 19 days of hard riding.
And I will, as the eye above, I will try to gather food each day.
Yep. Um. Uh.
Although V is technically a bard, I'm sure that she would, being a cat folk, she could bring in like small game like rabbits and things like that because cats are natural hunters.
Yeah, it would be a survival check to do that. And you can make the check untrained. Yeah, you bring in some food. All right.
I just want to help with.
I keep my own feet.
Drawha helps with the cooking.
All right.
I'll bring in the rabbits and other small animals, and Drawha can cook them up for us.
Sylvana will bring a trade in her 2-person tent for a 4-person tent because it only comes into 2, 4, and then 10. So she has a large tent for the throuple to share. She also purchases a pavilion for the rest of the party unless they want to use their own tents.
I'm gonna be a bird in a tree.
So I'm guessing everybody else has their own stuff?
Jose and I will use our own tent to be alone together so Jose can have his private space.
Yep. Fair enough. All right. So you guys do find food on the trip. I'm just going to have you guys do one roll for the whole trip. All right. So there is that safety for that. And let me grab the token and move you to
The odd time in
Visalari.
the tent. The odd time in the tent, Jose will just be mumbling to himself. I've got bad news. You might want to sit down. No. I've got bad news.
Oh dear. And with all of this, let's see.
All right. So you guys do get to this capital. Or no, I wouldn't say capital. The city, Visalari.
Mm-hmm.
And upon getting there, you'll notice that the town is more active than usual.
Well, given across the river, there's a war going on.
Oh yeah. Oh jeez. So you guys get there, and the guards are kind of looking at you a little funny, but they see you coming from the south, so they're not as worried. They seem to be paying more of their attention to the north. So either way, you guys do see, like I said, the city is decently sized walls. You're relatively stereotypical European city, so keep that in mind. But outside the city, you will notice that there are quite a few tents now. And from a distance, you can tell these are soldiers.
Yeah, Lefty's in the bathroom.
Okay.
You need a hug.
Okay, love you too, Biggs. All right, away. So yeah, there are soldiers here. What are you guys gonna first do when you arrive here?
Well, shall we let them know that we're here because we're here to identify a body or something? Or do we want to keep, or do we need to keep this on the down low for any, reasons?
As far as I know, Jose has no reason to keep anything on the down low aside from the fact he was kind of a pain to the local religious lot, but, well.
What was his standing?
What was his what?
His standing, like what was he?
A bully, essentially. He would beat the living hell out of anyone who professed religion and shout, "Where's your God now? Why isn't he stopping me? Why isn't he stopping me? Or she stopping me?" And after he was done beating the poor sod up, he'd walk off because your God clearly doesn't exist. Look at what they let me do to you.
Okay.
So he's
Until-
regularly assaulted people.
Specifically the religious lot, yeah. The type
Right,
that
was
would
he a
hold the grudge.
soldier or anything?
No, Jose himself was just a brute until he decided to beat up on one particular inquisitor who could actually call up his god for help. Yeah, that scared the living hell out of him.
I think they were asking about Jose's brother.
Oh. As far as I knew, or as far as I recall, he was a city guard but wanted to join the military.
Okay, he was a city guard.
Yes.
And he beat up religious folks.
No, that was Jose.
Oh,
That was Jose.
city guard. Did he die during the day or night? Do we know?
We don't know any details yet.
I didn't think
We
so.
just know that we just know that he died.
All right. Well,
All right. I have an idea.
let's find an inn or wherever we're going to be staying, so that we have a spot to meet back. Because I need to go talk to a few folks.
Fair enough.
Did the stone state anything about where to locate the body or where it's being held?
Once again, 25 words or less, so no.
I'd assume go ask the temples.
Hey, my dear sister in the faith, you want to do me a favor?
Deer in headlights. Since we're dealing with the dead, is there and you know this town better than I do? is there a temple to Lady Libertina Eterna?
Ken, is there?
There is a small temple to her here.
I will state yes, there is. It's a small temple. I
Uh,
don't think it's wise I show my face around here, so I'm going to cast Change Self on my fist, just so we don't get into.
So your history doesn't come back to bite us.
Yeah.
Funny how there's at least 3 of us that have had to. Well, I didn't need to be disguised. But have a bit of a reputation in our hometowns.
All right. I'm gonna go find a city guard.
All right, fair enough. They're not hard to find. They're everywhere. They're keeping an eye on things because, things are kind of crazy up north.
All right, so once I find a city guard, I'm
Good day,
gonna
citizen.
tell. Good day. This is probably gonna be a bit of an odd request. But I'm in town to confirm the death of a friend, and I wasn't told where he would be located. To be able to identify and pay respects, if you'd be so kind.
Okay. I guess you could visit the local administration building or temple, and they would have the information of the recent dead.
Well, he was one of you, I do believe, one of the city guard.
He thinks for a moment, goes, all right, I mean, what's his name? I might know him.
I give him his name.
He thinks for a moment and goes, man, he hasn't been a city guard for a while.
Well, it's been quite some time since communication was last. So I just last time I spoke with him, it was city guard. So mind if I ask how long ago it was that he had left the city guard?
I want to say a couple of years. He ended up getting into the actual opium military.
Oh, so his dream did come true.
Yeah,
He'd always dreamed of becoming part of the military.
Yeah, he ended up joining as a basic soldier, but yeah.
Well, good sir,
Is
I do
that a
appreciate
cat
your
I
time.
hear in the background?
Yeah, I got a cat that's being retarded. I do appreciate your time, and I wish you extremely well on your watches.
Thank you.
And I will go to said location of city administration.
All right, fair enough. You reach the administration building. He kind of looks at, you get to the administration building, the guards outside just kind of look at you and go, good day, traveler, how can we help you?
I pretty much give him the same story that I did the city guard. In town to identify an old friend, pay respects, that whole ordeal.
Interesting. All right.
And I give him the name.
And he thinks for a moment and he goes, all right, and he'll lead you inside, giving you someone who's working the desk, and you give them the same spiel, and they'll look through their paperwork and they'll go, oh yes, he perished in the line of duty.
I assume the line of duty is something to do with the war going on north of here.
Yes, we had there was a bit of a skirmish just over the Opian border between Etrustica and Sahir.
Okay.
And basically their patrol was killed. We found their bodies later on with another patrol. It looks like they were caught in the skirmish between the two. They're still investigating where it happened, but with it being so far removed number of days wise, we're not exactly holding our breath on finding out who did this.
Any leads? Maybe maybe I could assist in the investigation. I've done so a small number of times. I have decent skills in said investigation. That way, not so much of y'all's manpower.
Well, I mean, you're welcome to go out there and check. I mean, we're not going to stop you. We investigated what we could, but we only found evidence that it was either Etrustica or Sahir or both. We're not sure which. That's why we made the guesstimation that it was a some form of conflict between the two that just spilled over to here.
Okay, got you.
But he'll give you the location. It's in the forest, about a good 2 days travel northeast of here.
Okay. All right, and I will take that information and I will go back to the party. Track them down.
Fair enough.
I am staying out of sight as I do not want to risk someone going here. Wait a minute, I know that voice.
I unceremoniously grab him by the ear. Yes, it is Belle doing this. Some things you have to face. And this is your brother.
Could I not just say I did? I mean, these people I beat the living hell out of repeatedly, and I may or may not have started laughing halfway through some of it.
Well, then apologize, I say with a tug. And make things right if you're feeling bad about it.
Would it help if I said I'm feeling more bad about my brother's death than what I did to them, or...
Play nice.
This is about your brother. Be as polite as you can, but this is definitely about your brother. Not about... We can sort the rest out if we need to.
I wander into some of the religious areas asking if anyone went to pray for my brother's wayward soul, as it were.
Okay. So, Guy, do you go, how do I put this? Hedon, do you go inform the rest of your party what you found?
Yes.
Okay.
So you get to witness a rare moment of Belle bullying Jose.
With Graha being backup.
Oh yeah. Savannah's just gonna kind of like shake her head and just be a little like.
Hey, people are talking. Shut your mouth. I appreciate that.
That's the cat. You're talking to the cat, right?
Yes, I'm talking to the cat.
Okay. Okay.
I was about to say, I feel hurt, man.
Your cat, V, or Jose?
All of the
This
above.
is my asshole. Turn my camera
You
on.
have
in
a talking
Discord.
asshole?
Yep. Her name is Twin.
As the entire
Right.
party immediately changes modes to cat!
Yep.
Mhm.
I want to pet the kitty.
Here, kitty, 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 kitty.
I want to
People
pet the
talking to you.
floof.
People are talking to you.
Hello, twin.
All
See, I
right.
was hoping Ruby would do the thing he always does when I go, I want to pet the floof.
No, not today.
Anywho, I will wait till Hidan tells me what he has to tell me, and then I'll move forward with that in mind.
So Hedon informs you basically what he found. How does Jose react to it?
I think you just missed what he said.
I did miss what he said. What did he say?
Didn't exactly give much of a reaction, but he thought about it and is going forward with the information in mind.
Okay, so you guys are heading out to go check the site?
Or
Yes.
Okay.
we should at least find where. Well, at any rate, he's likely buried, so we can at least visit that site, and then go to the scene of the crime, so to speak.
Or at least the side of the battle.
Mm-hmm.
All
We
right.
got to find out what it is.
Through a little bit of investigation, which is not going to be requiring rolls because they'll give that information out. Because he's a soldier who died in battle. There's a local graveyard. They'll point you to the graveyard. That's where he's buried. So, nothing too crazy there.
And I suspect since you received the message that you were his registered next of kin.
That would be a safe assumption.
So that would make it very unlikely that he had any other significant others. Unless he was one to be a touch more casual about that.
As far as I know, he didn't have any significant others. I mean, he might have found somebody, but then I think the stone would have went to them. So all evidence points to me being the only.
All right. Well, let us continue then.
All right. You stay the night in the local tavern, which is the Hammer of Fire. The food is decent. It's not great, but it's not bad. Sylvana is grateful for actually sleeping in a bed instead of, in a bedroll on the ground. Basically, she doesn't complain when you guys have to sleep in a bedroll, but she does make it known that she does have a preference for beds over bedrolls.
Yes, I share that as well. But it is like, Belle's like, darn it, my honeymoon is being interrupted.
Well, remember, you had 19 days to get here. I'm assuming the honeymoon continued on that trip.
Much to things being very awkward but it's
That's
like,
what silent spells are for.
Yeah, I know. Draho's casting the silent spell on your guys' tent to make it so that there's no noise coming out of the tent every night. So,
I want goddamn sleep.
Yep. And
Can I learn that spell in real life?
I wish. So
I'm tired of my mother-in-law asking us awkward questions.
So, Bells, here's the question for Belle, Rye, and Sylvana. How long is this honeymoon going to go for nightly activities in a row?
well, I guess that depends on how cooperative all three consenting parties are.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that that we're back into a proper bed and whatnot. Might be a thing, but it's a flip of the coin at this point.
I would say that's fair.
Yeah.
I would say anytime you guys probably get access to a bed, that's probably time to enjoy each other.
Uh-huh. Or at least it's definitely more comfortable.
Yeah. The big thing Sylvana will go for every time you guys get into a major city is bathing.
Yes.
Actually having a hot bath.
Mm-hmm.
Because goddamn, she misses that.
Yes.
All right. So you guys travel for about 2.5 days to the northeast into the woods. All right?
Mm-hmm.
The local wildlife here has been skittishly put away. Because with the sheer number of soldiers in the area and the war and everything else, a lot of the local monster population has either been killed or is in hiding.
Reasonable.
You do get to where this event occurred. And then now I need investigation mode from all of you. How are you going to examine this area?
Yay! We're going to go with something that hasn't seen much use in so long. It isn't exactly the same as crime scene forensics, but hey, she knows how to square off and investigate an area.
I will use detect magic first.
Wow.
All right, so we got detect magic. We have several perceptions, including Draha's natural 20. Jesus Christ.
Yep.
For once, the dice don't absolutely fucking hate me.
Would survival be used for like tracking the footsteps and patterns of footsteps?
Detect magic I don't think would be good for that, but
I said survival.
Survival? Yes, survival would.
I'm just looking around like, how would this have happened? Where does everything add up?
It does seem like things aren't quite adding up. Hedon, with your knowledge, you'll notice that this is really far into Opus for an accidental border crossing of two factions fighting.
And unfortunately, we have nearly a month in between, well, given whether or not the amount of. They said that the next patrol is who found them.
Yes.
So. Yeah, I would still say that that there's something like very close to a month in between the time of when this happened. So, most likely, weather has washed away the majority of the tracks.
Yep. I will say though, at this point, Draha, you'll with the 39 on your knowledge, you'll see a small pile of dust inside one of the trees.
What the hell is this?
Like it's deep inside the crevice. It looks like the weather wouldn't have gotten to it.
Hey, can I touch it?
Yeah, it looks like dust.
What the hell is this? Why is this here? This makes no sense.
Hedon.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at the dust, you get a magical aura off the dust.
All right, I'm going to study it.
All right. Sorry, I had to spell the word correctly because the fucking game likes to be a pain in the ass. When you study it for multiple rounds, you'll find that it has the Transmutation School of Magic. And it is a level 6 spell. You can do a spellcraft check to identify or a knowledge arcana.
Can I do both?
Yeah, you can do either. Either or.
Oh, I don't have knowledge arcana. Never mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then yeah, it's spellcraft.
33.
All right, sending you a message.
Yep. And don't forget, that is knowledge arcana is one of my areas of expertise.
Oh,
There you go. All right, let me send this to Belle. Oh, yes.
are there any bird-like creatures in the area?
Bird-like? I would say that's a fair guess. Yeah, there's probably birds.
Let's see if I have it. Nope.
All
I
right,
don't
so
have it, but I can get it.
so what is the information that you guys are looking into? Like, what are you gonna do with that information I just gave?
Well, it's obvious it wasn't accidental at this point.
Yes, but they said that there were bodies, but there was someone capable of a very powerful spell.
Which leads to the question, why were there bodies left if there was a mage of that level here?
It
So you found that.
if it was a fight that they had come across. A
Question real
Sahiran
quick.
war
Sorry,
mage.
Faye.
Go for it.
If I'm in my bird form, could I talk to other ravens?
No, you actually have to have speak with the animals.
Hmm. Did we have one by chance in the treasury?
I don't think
Or
so.
did that? No, that all got sold.
Yeah, no, that'll. I don't think that was the case.
And I don't think Speak with Animals was in the treasure list.
All right.
There was a shrink animal, but not a speak with.
So, knowing what you know now, do you expand your search beyond the initial battlefield that you found?
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, as you guys are searching, let's see. I need a direction from each person. Like which north, south, east, west you're going.
I'll take south.
All right. Inquisition takes south.
And
East.
I'm going with him.
All right. So V and Jose go south.
I'll go east.
All right. Hedon goes east.
Yeah, I'll be favoring about northeast as well.
North. Okay. North,
You're
northeast.
gonna
Because-
go with.
I'm going to be favor if there's a powerful mage involved that Bell suspects possibly Sahiran soldiers may have been involved.
All right.
And so going in the direction that they logically would have come from.
Fair enough. All right. As you guys spread out your search, the thruple in this case are the ones who went north. Hedon went east. So Hedon, towards the east, you'll notice that there are little fragments of armor that you found. The people who went north, you find more of these. It's almost like someone blew off a chunk of armor from someone.
Okay. And if it's one of those visible trails, it would have been quite a few people at this rate.
Yeah. And let's see. Out of the people who went north, we got... Rye has an 11, so he's not noticing shit. Where's Bells?
I'll give a perception as soon as my character sheet cooperates.
Yeah.
I decided to add something, and now Roll20's having a hissy fit.
I'll do Sylvanas as well. All right. All right.
Since we're out in the middle of nowhere, guess who's out to play?
Yeah.
And once again, waiting for Roll20 to cooperate. Ooh, boy. 2 33s and one of them's a natural 20.
Oh boy.
Also, time check.
It is 9/11.
Are we good to keep going, or should we stop?
Time changed tonight. We are now in daylight saving, so it's now gone past 2 a.m. here.
Okay. So do we need to stop for you guys?
Fire.
Jerry's happy to carry on. I'm tired. If you don't need me, then you guys can carry on, and Jerry can tell me what I missed.
All right, fair enough. We're only going to continue on for a short while anyway.
Cool.
All right. So as you progress northward and northward, eventually you find a helmet.
Okay.
Do you pick up said helmet?
Considering that, right, we've got magic in hand, I am definitely going to be doing detect magic first. But that's me.
There's a minor level of enchantment on the helmet. That
Okay.
like you could sense some magic, things of that nature. How do I put it? It is a type of magic that seems to be a mixture of necromancy and transmutation.
Oh, that's an interesting mix of things, considering that apparently disintegrate is part of the transmutation school.
Yep.
But if somebody here had disintegrate, they would never have gotten bodies.
Yes. But another spell in the transmutation repertoire is polymorph. So, first of all, which nation is this helmet? Has anybody been identifying this stuff on a regional level? Because my character sheet still isn't cooperating.
Yeah, so basically, the helmet, as you look through it, it is definitely looks similar to a Etrustican helmet, and it's pretty accurate, but there are some minor flaws in it. Now, those flaws could be from damage from, time.
Mm-hmm.
But
And once again, that makes the necromancy school part of this, also makes it sus.
all right, do you look inside the helmet though? Because you're just looking at the outside.
Yeah, there's like if they're once I started detecting that magic, I'm doing my best to dissuade anybody from touching it, but circling around and seeing if there's a way to see inside, sure.
The helmet.
Nick flips helmet.
All right, you flip the helmet. The helmet has a mixture of metal and wood on the inside of it. That looks like it fills the helmet.
That's not normal.
And it looks like the helmet was, had a neck at one point, and that neck was severed by a bladed weapon.
Okay, so this ain't normal.
Nope.
Oh, I know what it is.
Is it something that may in some other settings be referred to as a warforged, or somebody who got changed into wood?
More along the first one.
Oh, so this is more like a golem. Poke, poke, poke.
Yeah.
I thought metal golems were just straight metal.
Oh no, the rituals can be applied to many different types. There's even a particularly disgusting one known as a flesh golem.
Yeah.
Also could be a wood golem dressed in armor.
Exactly.
This still don't feel right.
But you notice that the armor that this thing was designed looks like the metal of it was carved to make itself look like a Etrustican suit of armor. It was not originally made to look this way.
Somebody's playing some shady stuff.
Indeed. It's like those those self-righteous holier-than-thous that tend to be the more warmongering types in Etrustica would not resort to this. But
Now, somebody remind me: is Etrustica north or south of the river?
Etrustica is what's north. So here favors the east. And things like golems and whatnot. Right up right up Sahiran's style of doing things.
All right, so
Yeah, but it's the Huron magic-esque, but it looks Etrustican. That makes no sense.
well, so we got a scouting party or patrolling party that went too far across the border.
Mm-hmm.
We got armor that is made to look like the opposing enemy. I'm willing to bet somebody with power sent the party further out, or the group further out than what was needed, but had the means to either hire or create these things and killed the patrolling party to further the war. I'm not sure about the motive.
What if they're trying to get Opus into a war?
Into the war?
Into
That's
a war on
possible.
two fronts.
Maybe.
Okay, is that where
Yeah,
we
we
are? Is in Opus?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, they're not part of the war.
No. So far as we've heard that the war broke out between Sahir and Etrustica. What the political stuff has been,
That's exactly what it
I've
is.
been
Wait a
preoccupied.
second.
We don't know if
All right.
negotiations are being done or
The
whether
last three places we've been, Itagaya, they were starting to have issues. Correct? I look at
Yeah.
Rye.
Yeah.
apparently
There's a trade war active in Opus right now.
Yes.
Sahir and Etrustica are at each other's throats again.
Yes.
What the fuck is going on?
Politics?
It's understandable for like one or two, but that's three different nations or three different major conflicts all at the same time. Have we heard anything from the other continent? Are they starting to have problems?
Well, Seneca has been in an internal war with their neighbors.
Yeah, but they had come to
Itagaya. Since when? That's news to me.
They weren't in active warfare for a brief bit again when we left.
I know that things were quiet in Itagaya, but that's a civil war that was going on apparently for a very long time. For years.
Yeah. Yeah.
It feels weird.
It's gonna be somebody that has political pull with the military, or somebody in the military. Because not just anybody can order a military patrol anywhere.
And anyone that has golems for shock troops are no small fry when it comes to what magic they can have at their command.
Okay. And we're gonna leave this little quandary here. So,
This feels like we're being set up for something far worse than just a border skirmish.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave it there. We'll pick up in 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Ruby, did we just stumble into the main plot point?
I don't think we were stumbled so much as we were led.
Ruby.
We'll see.
We'll see. 2 weeks. All right. Thank you everybody for watching. Those who have been watching this on YouTube, we appreciate you very much. Please make sure you're taking care of yourselves, and we'll see you all in 2 weeks. Bye.
Good night.
Good